guys, I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with Yanzi, and today is the day we're talking about decimated DC as a big whopping flop. Blue Beetle stumbling out the gate. Let's be honest, it didn't really stumble. It was kind of DOA. But we're going to talk a little bit about this. But before we do, I need to remind you guys, Axcend Level Up is up on 9livescomics.com and Indiegogo. The links are down below. If you guys will, please go check out this awesome comic book talking about video games, talking about superheroes. I merged them together to give you this one epic comic. Go check it out, Axcend Level Up. Now, Blue Beetle, kind of an interesting thing. Originally was kind of supposed to just be an HBO Max content. That was it. And keep in mind, there's a lot of bad projects that were greenlit, and Batgirl was one of them. Never got seen. A lot of this stuff put into effect by AT&T. Now, for people that don't know, AT&T bought and sold Warner Brothers off, including DC Comics, all that good stuff, at a loss to David Zaslav, Discovery. And he's had to kind of come in and say, we're not going to throw good money behind bad on Batgirl. We're not doing it. We're not putting this out. Oh, Blue Beetle, maybe we'll put that out in the theaters. James Gunn was brought in, supposed to right the ship. And all of this is happening all at once, maybe a perfect storm, when superhero fatigue seems to be at an all-time high. And, Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, nobody cared, nobody watched. Black Adam, again, with The Rock, big old flop. So what was in store for Blue Beetle? Did it ever really have a chance? Maybe with Hispanic representation. Maybe if you chase a demographic.
So the Blue Beetle film was originally supposed to be an HBO Max streaming service exclusive, kind of like the whole Zack Snyder Justice League thing. They want to draw in more viewers. But I think they realized if you're going to spend $1 million on something, and it looks like kind of streaming services, subscriber numbers are plateauing for all services, it's like, yeah, that's not worth it. Let's just throw in the theaters, hope for the best, get some money back. I think that was their game plan. So with a budget of about $104 million, not including marketing and all that, of course, what are the results so far? Well, before I look at the results, though, let's see what exactly is how Blue Beetle is supposed to fit into James Gunn's DCEU. So he claims and says, I can't wait for audiences to meet Jamie Reyes, who will be an amazing part of the DC going forward. So it sounds like he's going to have some cameos in other James Gunn movies. I think in particular Booster Gold.
I've seen the film, and there is a Booster Gold movie, and the movie does make reference and even shows costume of Ted Kord Blue Beetle. Now, there's a secret ending there at the end, no spoilers, but I do feel like James Gunn pulled this thing into existence in theater form anyways, made it out to be bigger and better and canon just because of the Ted Kord references in the movie. I do believe that, and his interest in Booster Gold.
Well, let's see how James Gunn's prediction or his salesmanship about, hey, this is very important, it's going to be part of my extended universe. Be sure to catch it, y'all. Let's see how they work out. Box office. Blue Beetle stumbles to a $5 million debut, but it ends Barbie's 4-week streak. Like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Barbie has been in theater for 4 weeks. They already made $1 billion. Of course, you're gonna outdo their box office numbers. It's like, hello. So this is how they try to frame a win and say, but see, it isn't so bad. This very important movie with a Latino lead, which you all know, representation, diversity, and everything, y'all, very important. It somehow beat this movie about a white woman and a white man. Like, wow, sure, fantastic. So, how is DC going to look at this? So they'll be like, oh my gosh, did we fail the Latino community? Nah, the Latino community failed us. So, according to a Hollywood Reporter article, that seems like Warner Brothers has been telling them things like, if Blue Beetle flops, Latino community might see less representation in Hollywood. All right, guys. So you guys know now, if you see less Latino representation, it's because you all didn't go out and watch this Latino representation movie, Blue Beetle, and that's all y'all fault. You guys are to blame for it. Not us, not we, the people who came up with the movie, did the film and everything. It's totally not our fault. This you guys, you didn't come out.
I have seen the movie and was on talking about it with Yellow Flash. This movie is pandering so hard to the Latino demographic. It's painful. Literally the character is eating a taco right out as soon as he he comes back off a plane. Like, it's really that bad. It's up there with DC Comics Latino representation variant cover month that they had to walk back.
Let me tell you guys how bad that is. So think in this context. Imagine you do a movie about a Chinese person, and the moment they step off the plane, they eat a bao. It is that in the nose, and that you see people like us who are not the minority, not white in this country, they will try and so-called make us seem exotic. So it's like, oh, you are Latino, you're Hispanic, have a taco, represent yourself. Like, what if I like pizza? Well, that's not very Hispanic of you. Okay.
And it's interesting that they may blame the demographic that they were seeking their money. The reality is people like the characters. Maybe representation isn't such a big thing, but again, this version of Blue Beetle has never really been fleshed out that well. I couldn't name an arch villain for this character. I don't know. I barely know his origin story. And my time at DC and knowing the high ups that were crafting this character, they basically admitted he was a knockoff of Guyver. This isn't like a well thought out character. And in a weird way, I kind of don't blame the character. I don't blame the audience. I don't even really blame, I guess I could blame the company. It's changed so many hands at this point. It's like, how do you blame Discovery Warner Brothers for this? How do you blame James Gunn for this? Well, it's the other guy that failed with the company that put this thing into motion. It was a different time when this was cooked up. COVID was a thing. The shutdown was a thing. Theaters were going out of business. There was that guy named Keller that was working for Warner Brothers AT&T, swearing up and down that streaming was going to be the future. Everything looked different on paper. And this is the product. You have to understand, like, half that shit isn't true. You did break the habit of going to theaters, but there have been box office hits like Barbie, Maverick, Top Gun. So the reality is, people are going to say this movie really didn't matter anyways. They didn't tie up particularly a lot of money. It was a loss leader. It wasn't supposed to actually turn a profit. I actually argue this movie is a disaster for other reasons. The fact that it's bad and it's one more brick in the wall in superhero fatigue. There's a lot of tired tropes in this. It's not really well thought out character. The movie seems derivative in a lot of ways. Like, I've seen it before. It's poor man's version of Iron Man. And I'm sure the Latino community would rather just see Iron Man, despite Caucasian Tony Stark. The movie's just bad. And more bad superhero movies isn't going to make James Gunn get into his final Superman movie any better. I actually think this will cost them in the end. And here they are reshooting Aquaman 3 times.
So this will be the final non-James Gunn movie into the DCEU before we enter the James Gunn era of the DCEU, which is very interesting because we know that Aquaman 2 has been plagued by multiple problems. 3 reshoots, 2 Batmans, and non-stop test screenings. Now, keep that in mind. They already spent, $200-300 million on the budget, and then you still got a reshoot, which means new CGI and all the stuff. You got paid actors again for their time. And then you do test screenings, multiple test screenings, which means that you are taking audience feedback repeatedly and taking them into the reshoots repeatedly. Now, this is very odd, you see. Generally, when the studios do test screening, they only do 1 round of test screening, get the audience feedback, get all the fix done, and then put the movie up. That's it. They don't want to go and get in a cycle of, feedback, edit. There's not enough money in the world, basically. So Aquaman is definitely, I would say, by the time it comes in the theaters, I would say $500-600 million is possibly the production budget alone. Let's not even talk about the marketing budget.
And the marketing budget is going to be through the roof, trying to get the Amber Heard stuff off of it with a fresh new Netflix documentary and likes. It's like they have to spend more marketing this movie away from Amber Heard, which may be damn near impossible. If you guys will hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. Let us know what you think about Blue Beetle. If you've watched it, are you going to watch it? Do you even care? Are you tired of superhero films? I am curious to hear your thoughts and comments on that. I'll leave you guys with a trailer for Axcend Level Up. If you guys will, go check that campaign out below, and I'll catch you guys again with another video.
I dream of a world carefully crafted, beautifully flawed. This is Axcend. In this game of life, There is one thing that determines a victor. A player's ability to grow. A player's ability to evolve. A player's ability to survive. My name is Dog. Choose to play. Choose to upgrade. Choose to level up. Choose to Axcend.